So many of you have been scammed that way. Verbal agreements, they do not hold water in the workplace. When I'm in the process of being hired, I always want to know what the job description is. The job description is what details to me what I will be doing in the job, who I am reporting to, if I have any direct reports. It has the tasks that I will be involved in. It has the success measures, or what other people call the result areas. It has the qualifications that I need to get into that job. It has everything regarding that job. And be very cautious if you're already in a job where you don't have a contract, you don't have an employment contract, because there is nothing binding you with that employer. So they can always do whatever they want to you. They can fail to pay you, they can dismiss you in any way that they want, and there is nothing you will do in labor court, because there is no document that is showing the terms and conditions for your engagement with this organization. Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my team. Hi, good people. I trust that you have been okay throughout the week. It's another Wednesday when you get to engage with Career Talks with Karen. In this episode today, we will be discussing the employer red flags. What are those things that when you see, you know for sure that this person is just about to get me in the mud as far as a job is concerned? And these red flags would be showing either before or during your job. Welcome to Career Talks with Karen, where we want to elevate our careers. We want to elevate our work, whether you're in employment or in business. We would like to elevate ourselves. We are the team that is intentional about our own career progression. So let's get started. Career Talks with Karen. So welcome to this episode. Once again, I would like to just remind you that the topic of the day is the employer red flags. Now, there is a certain desperation that we always face whenever we are looking for work. Everybody is just looking for work and we are so desperate. And in our job searches, there are some pitfalls that we get into simply because of that desperation. Now, I want to give you only 4 red flags that you need to watch out for as you're looking for a job, as you're going through a hiring process, or even when you're in the job itself. There are some things that you can see and you just know, this one, I am getting into the mud. And I saw a story actually a few weeks ago on TV, on news, where we were being told about people in Eldoret who had spent so much money paying somebody or a recruitment agency that was supposed to get them jobs. People had paid 200,000, 400,000, 60,000, and then it just happened that that job was a scam. How many of you have been scammed in your job searching process? I'm sure many of you. I have personally been scammed before, but that was way back when I was in campus. Of course, I was desperate looking for work, and somebody scammed me because I really wanted to get that job. So I would like to let you in on 4 things that you just need to watch out for. Number 1, and the most obvious, is payment during the hiring process. You should never pay a single dime in any job that is actually a legitimate job, because there is no way I will be recruiting you. I'm hiring you so that I can pay you, and I'm asking you to pay me so that I can give you a job where I will pay you. It doesn't make sense. So guys, even as we are looking for work and you hear people looking for work and they are being asked for money, just be very upfront and tell them any job that requires you to pay during the recruitment process, that's a scam. We do use recruitment agencies. There are companies that use recruitment agencies to hire. That is very normal. Many organizations actually do use recruitment agencies, and we have many recruitment agencies that are legit, but the recruitment agency is paid by the employer. If company ABC is trying to use a recruitment agency to hire its staff, ABC will pay the recruitment agency. So the agent cannot come to you and ask you to pay so that you get the job. No, they have already been contracted by the employer and they are being paid by the employer. Please do not get into such a trap at all, no matter how desperate you are, because then you will end up losing the money that you have, the little money that you have, and even the job itself, you will not get it, and you will end up a very frustrated person. The second red flag is when the job details are vague. All the time when somebody asks me for when I'm in the process of being hired, I always want to know what the job description is. The job description is what details to me what I will be doing in the job, who I am reporting to, if I have any direct reports. It has the tasks that I will be involved in. It has the success measures, or what other people call the result areas. It has the qualifications that I need to get into that job. It has everything regarding that job. So if you're being hired into a job, there is no job description, or it is there but it is vague. You're asking for the details. No one can tell you exactly what your title will be. No one can tell you what your tasks will be. They don't know who you will be reporting to, or who will be reporting to you. If the job details are vague, be very sure that that is almost a scam, and they must be hiding something. If they cannot give you a clear JD, they must be hiding something. That's another red flag to watch out for. The third one is no written contracts, or no written commitments, or promises without formal agreements. Again, I have had this a lot from my friends and part of my family, you know, different people. You get that you're being hired, but there is no document, there is no offer, there is nothing you can look at and say, indeed, this is the document that is showing I am being hired. That is a dodgy job, because every serious employer will always contract you. They give you an employment contract, what we call an employment contract. And sometimes even before they give you an employment contract, because there are days when I have experienced scenarios where you get to sign the employment contract when you go into the job, like when you report on your first day. But before you report, they give you an offer letter. They can even just give you a formal offer. It's a letter written to you telling you that you are the candidate that has been chosen for this job. It may just contain a few details, but now the contract will be more elaborate. But at least there has to be a written commitment from the employer showing that they have hired you. So don't start relocating and you don't have anything in your hands to look at. Don't start resigning from your former workplace and you don't have anything in hand to look at. The other scam that people get into is where there are verbal agreements and promises that are made during the hiring process. You're told, get in, we will be paying you 70,000 in the first 3 months as we monitor your performance, but if you perform well, we are going to review that pay after probation. So many of you have been scammed that way. Verbal agreements, they do not hold water in the workplace. If they seriously will review that contract after probation, let it be put in writing. Otherwise, there are many of you who after probation, you're now asking for the salary review that was promised, and everybody is not keeping their word. Always ask yourself, if this person promising me tomorrow they are not in this company, because they are also an employee of that organization, what if they are not there? What if they die? Who are you going to ask for that money? So anything that is not written in contract, and we always say, if it is not written in contract, it does not exist. If that salary increment is not written in contract, it doesn't exist. If that job is not written in contract where you can both sign, the employer and the employee, it does not exist. And be very cautious if you're already in a job where you don't have a contract. You don't have an employment contract, because there is nothing binding you with that employer. So they can always do whatever they want to you. They can fail to pay you, they can dismiss you in any way that they want, and there is nothing you will do in labor court, because there is no document that is showing the terms and conditions for your engagement with this organization. The fourth and final red flag for you to watch out is lack of an updated online presence. There are some companies that just don't have an online presence. We are in the age of social media. Every organization either has a website, or even if they don't have an official website, they have a presence on LinkedIn or on Instagram or somewhere. So if you're being contacted by an organization, maybe you've put in an application and someone wants to employ you, you always obviously do your own online search. You're searching for this company, you want to look at their website, what they are about, you want to look at their LinkedIn page, etc. You want even to stalk some of the people who already work there. You're going to search for people who work in this organization for you to verify that this is not just a shell company, it has people who indeed are working for them. Now, if you go and search a company and it does not exist, it is not there on any website, it is not there on any social media platform, not on LinkedIn, not on Instagram, that is definitely a red flag. Or you sometimes go to this website and you find it is so outdated. It is 1900, it has not been updated, and you're wondering, even some of the people who have been mentioned as part of their staff or their management, when you search them on LinkedIn, they left that place 7 years ago. That tells you there is something fishy that is going on. And this really helps, especially because we have some companies that have a bad reputation. You find a certain company has not paid its staff for the past 7 months and people have left. And then this company just changes their name. They just change their name and then they start recruiting again. And I have once actually applied for a job in a company where they had just changed their name, but they were not doing well financially for a number of years and their employees had left. So they just changed the name and they advertised for positions, and I applied. But when I did my research on this organization, I realized it did not exist 4 months ago. It did not exist 6 months ago, yet they are not also calling themselves a startup. So I was like, this is definitely, there is a red flag somewhere. So when you see any of these 4 things, watch out, be very careful. Please do not fall into these scams. It's 2023 now, and we need to be more woke in the workplace. Yeah, that was all that I had for today. Watch out for part 2 of this video. I will be giving you some more things, some more red flags that you can watch out for and be sure that this one is a scam. And when you see this, the red flag, please avoid, run, get out of here, and just make sure that you do not be part of the scam. Until the next episode, see you.